Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Orphanlast, aka Skylar Madison, and today I am going to create my channel's intro. I'm thinking about making my channel intro episodic. I'm thinking about telling a story episodically with my channel, like with my channel intro. And what I'm thinking about doing is changing my channel intro once a year, so you'll get one episode a year. And it's just a channel intro, okay? Now, there's this, I used to study writing when I was younger. I always wanted to be an author. I used to think, wow, you know, wouldn't it be amazing to get published? Wouldn't that be amazing? But you run into, like, editors, which are good things, but editors that will stonewall you from getting published. See, I don't really like that. So it's kind of cool that nowadays we have the internet where just at a click of a button, I am now published. Like, that is awesome, dude. So, yeah, this is going to be episodic. Okay, so this is 5-point curvilinear perspective, sometimes called fisheye perspective. Now what it allows me to do is be able to start the camera to the right of the picture, where you can see these hospital doors that slam open, and there you see Orphanlast's avatar, and he looks cool. He happens to be in a patient's outfit, not necessarily a patient's gown, but he's also wearing this weird apparatus on his head. As he walks by the operation rooms, the observatory windows into the operations show that these doctors and scientists are torturing people through the windows of this hallway. Doctors and scientists follow him as he runs into the middle of the room. He takes a glance back, looks at the camera, and smiles. As he runs to the opposite end of the room, which was once behind you. Literally, it was behind you, because the camera will swivel. You can see that he's running towards a window. Just as the scientists and the doctors are coming to try and stop him so that they can perform whatever sick and twisted operations they have in mind. He jumps out the window, and in his hand he has a coin, and he's holding it like Two-Face, and bing! Shoots it towards the camera, and the coin freezes frame. As you can see the face of it, everything but the coin fades to black, and you see an animated version of my logo. And then the words appear, Orphanlast. And then my video begins. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Orphanlast, aka Skylar Madison, and today we're going to be talking about this. And then stay tuned, because not all of my intros will be about escaping the madhouse. There's a writing exercise. I never completed this thought, I don't think. There's a writing exercise for you to write an entire short story, 20 pages. And you are supposed to think, if I were to summarize this entire story into 3 sentences, what words would I choose to evoke the emotion? What words would I choose to convey the story? Because time is limited. And that is exactly what I'm thinking about doing with my channel intros, the video intros. Every time you see my videos, you will see something like this, where the main character runs through this hallway, jumps through the window, flips a coin, and the coin freezes frame in front of you with my logo. It'll be the first time anyone will see my logo. It's going to be cool. It's going to be cool. And then my thumbnails will eventually become a little bit more professional. my channel intro will start interacting with whatever picture is inside of the thumbnail, and the thumbnail will be related to the topic at hand inside of the video's contents. Yeah, boy! As you can see, I've been drawing a bunch of thumbnails. These are rough sketches and experiments with the ability to make the curvilinear perspective grid. Now, I decided not to draw a grid because I found that 2 assistant tools is nice to have. And I wanted to see if I can do a sketch with the fisheye perspective tools. The only problem with this is that there aren't enough tools inside of the tool itself to allow you to free transform your assistants and keep it to make it bigger and keep the same dimensions. There's no way to do that. If you start getting your assistant tools stacked on top of each other, exactly with their center pressed against each other, you cannot control any of them. You'll only be able to control one, and it's usually the one you don't want to be influencing. So you find yourself moving assistant tools to be able to start working and making them work, and then trying to move them back, trying to remember where they were to begin with. And this is irritating. It really is. There's not enough visual input to tell me, hey, this is where the fisheye perspective grid is located and how things are working with it. There's not enough tools for it. Like, don't get me wrong, Krita is amazing. Krita is, to my knowledge, the only program that does this, and this is brilliant. I'm so happy to have this tool, but it is lacking a few features. And also, if you actually start transforming your fisheye perspective assistant tools and actually getting the circles to touch, you will accidentally anchor them to the other assistant tool. So even if you're trying to just make an assistant tool that's just as big as the other assistant tool, tough luck. You just locked it to the other one. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you need that? Oh, I feel bad. Like, that's basically how I kind of feel whenever I encounter that problem on Krita. And so I need to start all the way over again. I need to get rid of both assistant tools. Now, I might have things already drawn, and I have to destroy both and then try to bring them back and try to align them again? No. And it'd be nice if it had a little bit of a memory where it's like, oh, okay, so you think that you don't need that assistant tool anymore, and so you close it. It'd be nice if I could have an undo feature of some sort instead of the tool options. Like, seriously. Like, I really hope that the people that are developing Krita, that are actually working the code, because it is open source, I hope that they are watching my videos, and especially this feedback, because I'm actually one of the people that use this tool, that know a good idea as to how to use this tool, and is rendering decent results with this tool, and I am giving you feedback. This needs to be resolved. I'm not complaining. Best tool in the world, but it doesn't have enough features. It just needs to be improved a bit, guys. And I totally appreciate the open source community. I really do. And the thing is like, it doesn't matter if you're working open source or not. It really doesn't. If you're working open source, you can still get paid. The whole philosophy of open source is basically that all knowledge should be free. You should have access to tools that are free. That was the philosophy, and it still is today. It's total freedom. That is the idea of open source. Amazing. And now we have things like Kickstarter, where programmers can actually get paid to do it, to start a business doing it, and to continue getting their funding, basically, to continue to improve the program from Kickstarter. Like, that's where they're getting their money. A professional uses your program all the time. They see you need help. Okay, cool. What features are you going to bring in? and then they hear what new features you're going to bring in, and they're like, yeah, I use this program every day. How much you need? 70 bucks? I don't know, I might have another 70 next month. You know, I might just start paying 20 bucks a month. That'd be kind of cool. You know, Adobe Cloud is pretty impressive. But like, yeah, this will be my Adobe Cloud. You know, investing in improvements on an open source program that I'm not obligated to pay for. Damn. I can think of a lot of people that would use that. And that's exactly what Krita is from my point of view. And I like it. I like the business model, guys. It's great. It is totally in the spirit of the open source community. It really is, guys. Total freedom at a premium quality. And you're getting paid to make it. From Kickstarter. That I swear that just, it seriously moves me. It does. The idea that, oh wow, these sorts of tools are free now. You have no excuse why you wouldn't be drawing digitally. You have no excuse why you haven't been animating. I found out about this stuff as quick as I could. And boom, yeah. I'm glad this stuff is here. So glad it's here. Like, seriously, guys, celebrate the fact that we have these free tools. Like, celebrate it. You know, it may seem expensive to buy a $1,000 graphics tablet or a Cintiq, but the thing is like, from my perspective, I will buy that Cintiq and it will be loyal to me for the next 15 years. Whereas most people that use traditional tools, that buy a lot of paper or buy a lot of canvases or buy a lot of paint and a lot of brushes and such like that, they spend well over that within a series of months. So like, digital is the cheapest. Not only that, if you wind up downloading some guys' brushes, whether they're selling it or they happen to be for free, you have just as many bristles as you have pixels. Let me tell you what I mean by that. You have just as many bristles as you have pixels. If an artist that you admire is using a particular type of brush, if he's using a particular type of brush, and he says, I use this brush, it's made by this company, okay? If you're an artist and you drew in the traditional way or painted in the traditional way, you would go out, find a place where you could buy a brush from that company, that specific type of brush, and when it arrives at your house, it's not a duplicate. It's a completely different brush. It looks the same, but it's not. It doesn't have the exact same bristles. They haven't been treated the same way by you as the artist that you admire. So that brush may not be able to provide for you the same sort of effect. So basically, if you use somebody's digital brush, you have a guarantee it's going to have the same number of bristles. And the bristles on your digital brush are how many pixels you have. Now nowadays, televisions and computer screens in general have such high resolution that the human eye can't even pick it out. The digital brush is superior to a physical one. Not that I actually do admire the physical brush. I really do. And in fact, I like using them. But if I were to sell you or give for free a series of brushes, I'm not giving you a brush that's from the same company, but a completely different brush. I mean, it's the same style of brush, but it's completely different bristles. No, when I give you a brush or sell you a brush, you are literally using my brush. It is an exact clone of my brush. That's the beautiful thing about digital brushes. And you have just as many bristles as you have pixels. No joke, man. Now, Krita has difficulty with high resolution images. but they'll get past that someday. I'm confident. It runs a little bit harsh on a computer. It does take up a lot of resources, but you know what? When I'm drawing, I'm dedicated to that drawing, and I'm willing to persevere through a few of the quirks of the program because it has so many damn good features. And yeah, I've used Metabang Paint Pro, just kind of experimented with it. I like it. But I gotta say, this program right here, Krita, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. I'm falling in love with the program. It's amazing. I mean, as an artist, I am. It's just, it's such a beautiful thing. Something free. Looks like this. Works like this. Damn close to Photoshop, guys. Of course, I understand that it's primarily aimed at just being for traditional artists. And I applaud that. I really do. But it would be kind of cool to have a little bit of photocompositing capabilities. It really would. And it would be really nice if Gimmick wouldn't crash my computer every single time I try to do it. Oh gosh, Gimmick is a cool tool. You know, the older version was able to do it, but really, I don't want two different versions of Krita on my computer at the same time. Just because Gimmick worked on that version and not this one? Seriously? Come on. You got a bug fix and you run to Gimmick. Oh well. Like, I'm seriously praising the developers of Krita. I really am. But, like, it's not without its faults. Like I said, I love this program. Such a good program. Now, if you've been watching, I did a lot of experimental stuff inside of this video. And not all of it turned out right. It didn't turn out the way I thought. I decided to extend the tiles further than the wall just simply because it felt right. It would allow me more camera angles. And I want to have the ability to have decisions in the process of the editing room, basically, controlling the camera. And so you guys are going to be able to see that eventually because of my channel intro. This might get done before my Road Back to Open Tunes series, which is kind of sad because the Road Back to Open Tunes is it'll become kind of a misnomer, but I've started with that title. I'm going to finish it, and I am going to finish that animation. That concludes it for this video, guys. This is Orphanlast, aka Skylar Madison. Feel free to subscribe if you liked the video, and if you didn't, do it anyways. Anyways, you guys take care.